Tonight's story does not begin with violence. It begins with silence. A silence that stretches across the West African savannah, where the grass moves with the wind, and life appears unchanged for generations. This is not a war zone, not a disaster area, not a place the world watches. Before you settle in, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely appreciate what we do here. And let me know in the comments where you're watching from and what time it is for you. It's always fascinating to see our global audience. Now, dim the lights, and let's step into tonight's journey together. Add this before story start. She was 16, not a statistic, not a headline, a daughter. She lived in a village far from airports, far from borders, far from maps that matter. Her days followed a rhythm older than nations. Sunrise, work, heat, rest. She fetched water, helped her mother, sold fruit by the roadside. She had never seen the ocean. She had never left her region. She had never imagined Europe clearly. But she had heard the word Europe. In her village, the word meant one thing: escape. The men who did not look dangerous. They arrived in daylight. A pickup truck. Clean clothes. Confident smiles. They did not carry weapons. They carried promises. They said they recruited girls for work. Domestic work. Restaurants. City homes. They spoke softly. They spoke of money. They spoke of opportunity. They showed photos. Tall buildings. Bright kitchens. Girls smiling in borrowed clothes. Her parents hesitated. The men reassured them. She'll be safe. We've done this many times. She can send money home. No contracts. No official papers. No reason to panic. By sunset, she was gone. The disappearing road. The journey was not a straight line. It never is. First a bus, then a truck, then walking. Borders crossed at night. Phones taken for safety. Names replaced with numbers. At each stop, new men took over. None explained where they were. None explained how long it would take. Questions were discouraged. Resistance punished. The girls learned quickly. Silence meant survival. The desert does not care. The Sahara does not announce itself. It simply removes things. Water first, strength next, then hope. The truck broke down. People were left behind. No one stopped. No one looked back. The girl learned something there. That human life could be calculated, measured, discarded. The desert does not remember names. It keeps bones. The sea. By the time they reached the coast, she was no longer the same girl. The boat was smaller than promised. The engine louder than comfort. The smell of fuel everywhere. No life jackets. No lights. They were packed together, shoulder to shoulder, as if proximity could replace safety. The traffickers took the money. Then they took silence. If you scream, they said, you go first. The shore disappeared. Some prayed. Some vomited. Some never woke up. The sea did not notice. Europe, but not freedom. When the boat reached land, there was no celebration. No welcome. Only processing. A warehouse near the port. Windows covered. Doors locked. Men spoke in unfamiliar languages. Hands pointed. Numbers were written. She understood then. This was not migration. This was delivery. The auction without a stage. There was no auctioneer. No hammer. Just men sitting. Women standing. Bodies evaluated quietly. Age. Skin. Strength. She was told to turn. To lift her face. To stay silent. Prices were discussed casually. As if discussing furniture. She was sold in minutes. The buyer never asked her name. He did not need it. Life after being bought. Europe does not always look like chains. Sometimes it looks like apartments. Clean kitchens. Locked doors. She worked from before sunrise, cleaning homes she could never live in, cooking food she could not eat. At night, the work changed. Refusal was punished. Escape stories ended badly. She was told she owed a debt. For the journey. For the documents. For existing. The debt never reduced. The market that hides in plain sight. This is not an isolated crime. It is a system. From West Africa to North Africa. From North Africa to Europe. Girls disappear every year. Some become domestic workers. Some are forced into sex. Some vanish entirely. Their passports are taken. Their identities erased. They clean homes, serve food, raise children that are not theirs. Invisible labor, invisible cities. Why it continues? Because the market is quiet. Because it feeds economies. Because victims lack documents. Because borders protect paper better than people. And because the buyers do not look like villains. They look ordinary. The girl tonight, somewhere in Europe, tonight, she is awake. She works. She obeys. She survives. Sometimes she remembers the savannah. The smell of grass, the open sky, the life she never chose to leave. She wonders if her family still waits, if they believe she abandoned them. She didn't. She was stolen. Final word. This is not a story about migration. It is a story about ownership, about how easily freedom disappears. When poverty meets greed, modern slavery does not wear chains. It wears silence. And the question is no longer, does this still happen? The question is, how many times has it happened today while no one was watching?